World Refugee Day. It's a call upon all stakeholders that work with refugees, both in the urban areas and in the settlements, to ensure that programs and interventions are put in place to target the restoration of families, so that workload on the organizations is much reduced, because when families are stable, then it is easier to help refugees.
Children, Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, and many other African countries, all gone by civil wars. Who will come to aid us? We appeal to the relief organizations, UNHCR, Red Cross, Inter-Aid, Rotary clubs, churches, and government to come and rescue us. by what is too many. Save the future generation.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, our dear guests. You are all very welcome to this great function. Honorable Minister, Representative UNHCR, the Commissioner OPM, and all our invited guests, you are most welcome. Our dear refugees, Sangolini, Sangolini, Mama Nangai. So the reason of fleeing our countries to Uganda were accepted to get a peaceful residence. No one wants to leave his country by his own, but we are set to leave. We are forced to leave our country because of or any other problems. Because there is a word in French that says, "On est bien chez soi." Reaching Uganda as refugees is good because of peaceful environment, but still problems include. So we are a new country with new culture where we have many barriers such as communication. We don't know English, we don't know the local language. We have also barriers in feeding, accommodation, health care, lack of jobs and opportunities, and other survival means. I'd like to congratulate you all upon this eventful day of 20th June when we gather here to commemorate and review the refugee situation, and of course renew our commitment to working with the refugees worldwide, nationally, and of course locally here in the urban area. This year's theme is "One family torn apart by war is too many." And it is a reflection of the conditions and circumstances that the refugees have to undergo when war breaks up in their countries of origin and are forced to flee, leaving behind everything they own. To the partners in the health and legal, education and social sectors, we are greatly indebted and continue to urge you to maintain and strengthen our partnership in light of the growing population and the insatiable needs we have. On this day too, dear guests, we would like to add our voice to the advocacy appeal to the international, national and local stakeholders and the general public to understand and empathize and support the refugees.
Currently, our population of refugees stands at 183,000 plus. I don't know what came from Congo yesterday, but by the time I went to bed, I think we had gotten about 500 new arrivals in one day yesterday. So I should say that for the past 2-3 months on a daily, our statistics continue to change. The majority of these refugees are Congolese, and the majority of the refugees we deal with are in settlements. These settlements are in the southwest, Nachivale, Orushinga, Chaka, Kiriandongo, Changwali, and of recent, Ramanja refugee settlement that we opened up. 1,000 plus of these refugees that are of concern to us are in urban areas. This population has grown to this number over the past 2-3 years. In protection and management of this refugee population, we have various partners that have been already mentioned, and allow me thank all of them for the spirit of partnership that tries to make a home away from home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we stand here today in solidarity with the 42 million people who have been displaced by internal conflict throughout the world. Some 15 million of these are refugees who have fled across international borders, while the rest are displaced in their own homes, or in their own home countries rather. UNHCR's original mandate was to help and protect refugees. Since our inception some 60 years ago, our work also has begun to involve supporting and assisting the world's internally displaced populations and those who are stateless. I'm glad to announce today here that next month we will be receiving a very high-level UNHCR and government of the US government delegation, whose main focus will be to see how best we can, just do what I have said earlier, how best we can target assistance to refugees in urban settings. On behalf of the High Commissioner, I would like to take this opportunity to once again thank the people and government of the Republic of Uganda, through the Office of the Prime Minister and through the Minister, for hosting refugees in Uganda and giving them hope for a better tomorrow.
It has been said I was once a refugee. It is true. In the early 70s, I was a military officer. It was so unfortunate that the side I didn't agree with took over power and I had to run out of the country. I ended up in the United States. I must say I was extremely well treated. So I know what it takes to be a refugee. Ladies and gentlemen, I was shocked by a statement from one of our dailies. Should I mention it? Daily Monitor. He says Uganda is sliding into a failed state because it has camps for refugees in Kisoro. The index shows Uganda having too many refugees, which is a sign of a failed state. But you can see that statement is not correct. Uganda is the destination for refugees from all around us. From the Sudan, Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, I've mentioned Somalia, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo. All of them end up in Uganda as refugees. And we have always welcomed them. Since the 60s, 1960, I think that's when we first started getting. No, during the Second World War, there were Polish refugees in Masindi. So Uganda has always been a country for refugees. That doesn't mean Uganda is a failed state. In the contrary, Uganda is a successful state. That's why people end up here as refugees. As leaders, we need to take political decisions which promote peace, security, and stability among our people. Otherwise, the refugee problem in Africa will never end. In the context of ensuring effective refugee protection in the country, our government and the office is in the process of developing a refugee policy that will guide in the sector and supplement the Refugee Act of 2006. This will go a long way in ensuring that there is a harmonized management system for running refugee affairs in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, hosting refugees comes with certain challenges, and in Uganda, among them are our local settlement policy faces challenges of increased population growth, putting pressure on the settlements. As a result, land which is meant for refugee use has been encroached on. We have that problem in Akibale, Orichinga, and Ramwanja. We are in the court with the people who encroached the land, and now they are saying it is theirs. But this is government land, and pray for us, remember for us in your prayers, that we should win and recapture the government land. As we commemorate World Refugee Day, I call upon everyone to reflect on the plight of refugees worldwide and contribute meaningfully to the well-being of refugees. I've heard of cases of discrimination, cases of unnecessary arrests, but there are problems on both sides. I would like again to emphasize that refugees should carry their identities, and when they are arrested, there should be a mechanism of making UNHCR know that they have been well arrested. Refugees should not be arrested unnecessarily. But if you break the laws of the country, then you are eligible for arrest. Otherwise, if you live peacefully, just the fact that you are a refugee should not lead you to being arrested. Uganda government has and are going to continue providing all the protection of the refugees who are within our borders for God and my country. Thanks for listening.